Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lightworth13 here, and I'm back here with another video. Now, as you all know, it's been about 3 weeks since I last did my previous video where I said I was going to be away from doing YouTube for a while, or basically away from the studio. And I wanted to do this video, which is it's a bit overdue. It's actually almost 2 months overdue. But this is my Thunderbird bass. But before I get into this video and really dig deep, I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. Recently I've been feeling fine. I've been really feeling a bit better from 2 weeks ago, from about 2 or 3 weeks ago when I had the non-stop issues going on with my head and headaches and me going to therapy. Things have been getting a little bit better, and there's a lot of things that have been going on too. That's just been weighing in a lot on things, but things have been getting better, and I've been getting better, so hopefully in the long run I'll get better, and maybe I'll have a speedy recovery and I might go back to the studio a little bit earlier. Not sure, but don't take it with a pinch of salt. I might not go back to the studio until September or October, so take it with a pinch of salt. I might not come back soon. But right here, we're going to get into the video. This is my Epiphone Goth Thunderbird bass that I got on the 31st of January, I believe. The 31st? Yeah, it was. I think it was the 31st because, yeah, the 31st was the Tuesday. So I got this on the 31st of January, and this was my late birthday gift, as well as my late Three Kings Day gift, which is a Puerto Rican holiday, which is our second Christmas. And it was a late Christmas gift. So three things jumbled up into one big bass, and the perfect present for me because I really needed another 4-string because my P bass, well, at the time I didn't like it, but now I like it again because there's a P bass in my school, and, well, I like it now. So, I guess I basically bought this for the fun of it. Now, I want to get into the specs of this, and actually my reasoning on why I wanted to get this bass. But I'll start with that first. And the reason why I bought this bass is because it's just that bass that has a really cool shape, and it really does look like it does have an awesome shape. And sometimes the shape of a bass usually contributes to the sound of the instrument, and that is the case with some instruments because usually more wood equals more sustain, or less wood equals less sustain. Something like that along the line, since the politics of instruments is kind of confusing, from tonal woods to fretboards. It's called a fretboard, not a fingerboard. I would love to rant about that one day, but I don't want to. I just bought this bass just from the shape of it, and it just looks like a really cool bass, and as you could hear, it's a very loud bass. Now, I want to talk about this real quick. The reason why it sounds like that, it sounds so trebly, is because I have the treble up halfway on my amp. I have all the pickups on high, and I have the tone all the way up, so it has that pretty trebly ballad sound, but it does have that hum to it because these humbuckers are extremely powerful, as you can hear. The neck pickup is kind of like my jazz pickup. If you hear noise outside, my building is being fixed. Something about the walls and stuff. But let's get into the specs of this. This is a mahogany body. I believe the strip down in the middle is a mahogany as well. I'm not too sure. There was some sort of specific feature for whatever this is called, where I don't know if you can really see it. I'm going to try to get into better lighting. If I can't, then I'm sorry. But there's a lining right down the middle, and it was some sort of thing that it has, and it's also on the back of the bass as well. So you can actually see that. And it goes straight through. It's not a neck through bass. You can tell it's bolt on. I'll get into that in a second. The mahogany wings. I believe the center is mahogany as well, but it's something else. And it's a very... let me turn off the knobs for this so I don't make any sound today. So the body is very light. Mahogany is known as a very light wood. And it's pretty light. But we cannot go without the fact of saying that this bass, I'm going to let go right now. And I'm going to move it right here. Watch this. This thing neck dives. This thing has a lot of neck weight to it because it's a hard maple neck. And hard maple is actually one of the heaviest woods out there, next to having an ash body bass. So it's a very headstock heavy bass. Does that affect me playing Not really, because I have these lock-in, I don't know if you can really see, but I have a locking strap, so it doesn't really bother me much. So I can be able to play like this and not have much of a big deal, and have playing like an angle that I like, any kind of angle, so it does lock in. It's a old school lock, actually. I'll show you right now. It is a 2000s style locking tune. Excuse me, locking strap. Because this bass was made sometime in the 2000s. They're still made, but because the styling of the locking tune, I keep saying the locking tuners, the locking straps is kind of old school. I had to get spare parts for it, and get it outfitted with the right locking straps. So, with that being said, this is a rosewood fretboard. You can't really see it on the camera. If I had better lighting, then you could see it is markered over with black marker. And I didn't do this. This actually came with it because this is a used bass, and it's a little evident because there's no pick guard, and I never do anything to my basses. I always leave them as B. But whoever had this marked it out in black, and it looks pretty cool. Of course, with the Goth Thunderbird model, the Goth variant, you can't really see, but right here, excuse me, I don't know if you can really see it, but there is a label that says that marks the 12th fret in Roman numerals XII, which that's the 12th fret, and that means the number 12 in Roman numerals. You can't really see it. I know, I'm sorry, the lighting's terrible. Two lights, even the lights in the hallway doesn't really help much. But Epiphone did a really great job making this. Again, hard maple neck. The whole body is just satin black. And I pretty much done my fair usage on this, because when I got this bass, it looked like nobody has ever touched it, besides probably letting it drop and just fucking with it, because you can't really see, but there is a chip right here. Whoever had this chipped the paint off of it, the matte black thing off of it, which whoever did this is a jackass, and probably has never played the damn bass, because when I had it, it was so matted that it was just like, it felt like nobody had ever played this bass. It was just like in their house as an ornament. Standard standard tuning pegs. I'm gonna change these strings because they're getting dirty because of the frets. I might get Ernie Ball strings for these, because I rather those are the only strings that I really know, besides Diodario and maybe some other company. The pickups, they are powerful, very powerful humbuckers. T-Bird Plus pickups, I believe the name of them are. And they're really powerful, and they have a lot of sound to it. And they're very loud, and this is honestly the loudest bass that I have in the other two basses that I have. This is literally the loudest bass. And you can kind of tell, because if I turn everything up, you can pretty much tell that this thing just makes the floor rumble. It's very loud. And that's what I like. I like loud basses that have so much like power to it, and that has like strength, and it just makes the floor rumble, and it makes it more audible than like when the bass sounds like it, you don't hear it, but like you're playing it. Because that was the case with me years ago. Well, not years ago, but when I first started, where I couldn't really hear the bass, and then like that was like the second time I did a show, and then this time I get this bass, and it's like literally the loudest bass, and I get the P bass. Even though I did have the P bass, but the P bass just sounded louder. It's just like the basses that have a lot of low end but not that much top end makes the most sound, compared to basses that have a lot of top end but not enough low end. And the Thunderbird, in this case, actually has a mixture of both. It has a lot of top end and a lot of low end. You just have to have the right amp for the bass. Controls are double volume, so neck pickup, bridge pickup, master tone. And again, I will go over the tone varieties. I haven't really played this bass much on an amp, because I like the way how it sounds acoustic, and I think not a lot of people who don't have amps, they like to play their instruments acoustic, excuse me, and you can pretty much hear that it's really loud, even acoustic. And it's a pretty damn good bass. This bass is actually handcrafted in China, which for something handcrafted, that's pretty damn amazing. Usually people, when they see a bass that's made in China, they just say, oh, it's a piece of shit, it sucks. But this is a really well-made bass, and it's pretty damn amazing. Now, of course, there's a lot of criticism. I mean, an obvious example, a lot of heads, it's very neck heavy. But it's really good sounding. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of tone variety. I have this bass tuned out to E flat because there's a show I'm going to be doing on the 27th at this elementary school, which I hope I can get pictures or at least a little bit of video about it. And it's a pretty... And I have to tune it down E flat because our piano player cannot play in E standard. I don't know why. But I'm going to give you the neck pickup first. The neck pickup first with no tone. Sometimes I don't like, this is the reason why I don't like making videos in my house, because just at the wrong timing. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that, you guys. I had to take a drink of water so I could calm my ass down. As you could tell, I don't know if you could really tell because they made noise, but I'll play again. It's very muffled. It's like an original P bass. It has that original P bass sound, and it sounds, from what my band teacher says, it sounds a little bit like a Rickenbacker neck pickup, which, in a way, it does actually sound like it. Although I never really played a Rickenbacker. I played it once, but it had round strings, so, flat round strings. So, I don't really know. I guess I digress. So we're gonna turn the tone up all the way to 10. So if you hear humming, that's the pickups. So this is what it sounds like with the tone all the way up. It has a lot of sound to it, and yeah, it's very fizzy, but I'm sorry, that's kind of how the bass was made in a way, but it's a pretty good sounding neck pickup. Has a very P-bassy sound, so if you were to play, like, say, Black Sabbath song like Paranoid, you can really get that sound that Geezer Butler had back in '69 when the album came out, or I believe it was 1970. So we're gonna switch on to the bridge pickup. I'm going to play with a pick as well, so don't worry. Actually, I should do that first before I go right into the finger. So this is what it sounds like. You can't really hear it with the tone off. I don't think you could really hear it that much. But with the tone all the way up, you can probably hear it more. Has a very nice kind of clacky sound to it. I'm going to switch over to the bridge pickup, no tone again, so I'm going to start with the fingers and play the same riff again. Ouch. It has more punch to it when you play with your fingers, especially with the tone all the way down. It does sound a lot similar to the neck pickup, but it's really good. So we're going to turn it all the way up, and it's going to have more treble compared to the neck pickup. to play that again with the pick. As you can tell, there's a lot of treble and a lot of top end with the pickup all the way, with the tone all the way on. So here's with the pickup. Probably the same thing. So we're gonna turn the tone all the way up, and you hear a big, more difference with the pick than you can hear with your fingers. You could probably play a Metallica song like Unforgiven, actually, with the pick, with just the bridge pickup. So now we're gonna have all the pickups. We're gonna have both pickups up. We're gonna have the tone all the way down. I'm running out of time on this phone. Hold on. And here it is with my fingers, with both pickups all the way up, tone all the way up. So that's part one of this video. I'm gonna have to make a part two. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time, so I'll see you in part two.